Hi, this is Gerardo Valero, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the greatest James Bond movie of all time, Goldfinger. One of the challenges that any filmmaker who wants to do a Bond film has to face is getting the right proportion and balance between fantasy and reality. Now, for every fantasized Bond film like Moonraker or Die Another Day, there's always an over-serious one like Quantum of Solace or License to Kill. But occasionally the producers have been able to get the mix just right, but never better than in Goldfinger. Even Ian Fleming himself was quoted as saying that Bond might go wildly beyond the probable, but never beyond the possible. Now, Sean Connery's performance in Goldfinger has to be considered the best Bond performance of all time. This doesn't mean that all of his Bonds were perfect. For example, in Dr. No, he seemed a little bit raw. In Thunderball, his toupee became utterly distracting. In You Only Live Twice, he seemed disinterested and in a bad mood. In Snowmore's Measure, surely because of the huge media attention that he received while filming in Japan. In Diamonds Are Forever, he looked a lot happier, surely because of the record payment that he received for that movie. But even at 40 or 41 years old, he seemed a bit too old for the part. Which is really ironic because he had an even older Roger Moore waiting to take the part from him. Now, but what you can say for sure is that in both From Russia with Love and Goldfinger, you have Connery at his very best. He seems like a believable assassin, simultaneously menacing and charming. He seems to get the right mix of panache and charm. This is really a Bond performance like none before and none after. And there's also, when you talk about Goldfinger, there's also a matter that you cannot avoid, and that is the ultimate cinematic fantasy vehicle, which is called the Aston Martin DB5 with modifications. It has front machine guns, it has a protection in the back, rotating license plates, and of course the ejector seat. After the Aston Martin DB5, many fantasy vehicles in Bond movies came with even more amazing capabilities. If you want to consider invisibility like an amazing capability. But Goldfinger itself, the movie, was able to avoid the further trend that later came out in both films of the character solving problems just by pressing a button. There are fantastic scenes like, for example, when Bond notices the specter of his enemy about to strike him in the pupil of this beautiful girl he is kissing, which in real life you would need like a magnifying lens or at least a microscope to see it. Again, this is going beyond the probable, but not the possible. There's also the fantastic scene that manages to make a golf course really interesting when Bond and Goldfinger try to outwit and cheat each other. Compare this to the further James Bond movies in which we see Roger Moore solving all problems by raising his eyebrows and pushing a button, and this is really a lot more interesting and fun. And before we go, we're going to propose another suggestion for Everett's Little Movie Glossary, and it's called Is That You? And this is named after every character who's looking for another character in the jungle, and suddenly hears a growl. And when he hears the growl, he will always ask, "Is that you?" And of course, a growl never ever happens to be the person he's looking for. Anyway, I thank you again for listening to this review, and until next time, el balcón está cerrado.